going on? Welcome in, chatters. Welcome back. Ryan, what's going on? You. So we are outside of Bellagio. We are waiting for a couple seconds here. We're just going to check out and see if anyone gets stuck in the doors going in and out of Bellagio. We got some people pushing over there. Push, right? We're trying to see. We're trying to see if anyone gets stuck. Mauricio, Happy New Year's, my friend. How you doing? So we're going to check out the crowd coming out of Bellagio before we go back in. We're going to go in a second. Thanks for joining, everybody. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already started subscribing to our channel here. We're going to go inside and check out the conservatory in a moment. Let's go. Nobody's pushing. Everybody's being good today. All right, let's head inside. Let's see how busy it is inside. So, I'm going to let this one go. And hopefully this guy doesn't push. Let's see. So right here on the door at eye level, it says automatic doors, do not push. And somebody pushed. And it actually says, when you touch the door, do not touch or something like that. So, I don't know. See, never fails. Every time I get in one of those automatic revolving doors, somebody touches it. And I know if the light's all you guys, but it really grinds my gears. So, let's go check out the conservatory. I like the conservatory on here because you get the nice wide angle shots. Get to see a lot more of it at once. Paul, what's going on, man? How you been? Welcome in from London in the UK. Get out of here, Mauricio, with that bang bang Niner gang bull crap. One and done. You see a lot of it, like, I don't know. Oh man, we got two of you guys, man. You know what? Where is? I need to go wake Birds fan up. Get some Eagles chants going. We had a great Christmas, Paul. Thank you. Hope you did too. We will see, Mauricio. And you know what? After the Niners get knocked out, I'm going to make your life at work torturous. As long as the Eagles are in the playoffs and the Niners aren't, I'm going to torture you every single day. So here's a little fun fact. These fountains that we see right here, they are to represent the fountains outside of Bellagio. There is a storyboard behind here. You can see it playing. Now there is a monitor at the end of this. We'll get down there and I'll show you. It's all right. We'll beat any of them three. We'll beat any of them three, man. I ain't worried about none of that. Joanna, what's going on? So let's get over here. All right, I'm going to ask you guys early right now. There are two things, and if you guys know the answer because you've been in the live streams before, let somebody else answer. There are two things that are new for the first time in the Bellagio Conservatory this year. Do you know what those two things are? Hey, when's the last time the NFC West won a Super Bowl? like 4 or 5 years ago, isn't it? So this screen here, which is blinky, that's showing that video back there, which explains the whole display. So, which is pretty cool. Yeah, what was that, 4 years ago, the Rams? Not only is there Christmas trees and flowers in here, but there's some mighty big balls in here too. We'll get over to the big balls in a second. Big balls, big sacks of goodies. And when's the last time them 49ers won a Super Bowl? I mean, I remember them being really, really close 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Somebody knew how to play the game in the overtime. I think we would have a ring in San Francisco. That's the year you were. That's before you were born, isn't it, Mauricio? I think I think that should say a few years ago. Wait a few more years. There are. Oh, I love when we talk shit about football in here. We're just going to leave Murakami alone with the underperforming Detroit Lions. That's one of those we'll never know, right? You know, if they made the right call or not. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I was rooting for the 49ers. I do like the 49ers, believe it or not. They have some of my favorite football players ever from back in the day. Jerry Rice, Montana. You know, what was his name? The fullback. Rathman, right? Was that his name? Tom Rathman. He was like one of the greatest fullbacks ever. Yeah, they do have a pretty tough team this year, man. You guys played through a lot of injuries. Oh, we're all bottlenecked up here. We might have to turn around. Oh, I'm not flipping from the Eagles. The Eagles are my all-time favorite team, but growing up, I mean, you can't... Listen, when you're an impressionable young child that grew up in the 80s, if you did not like Jerry Rice and Joe Montana, you know, there was something wrong with you. I know, fullbacks are almost extinct. And that is such a position that, I mean, if you look back at those older games, man, those fullbacks, they got it done for them. Dwight Clark, yeah, I remember Dwight Clark. John, they take this down, they start dismantling this on January 3rd. By January 10th, the Lunar New Year will be up and running. During that time, we will be coming through here and showing you guys the construction, the rebuild, and all that. Pittsburgh Steelers pajamas. They were a decent team, but I mean, I guess depending on your age. Like, so I grew up in the 80s. They weren't that great. They had the heyday of the 70s with the Steelers and the Steel Curtain. 80s, they were kind of trash. You know, the 90s, early 2000s, they were the team, man. Got to give them that, you know. You know what, John? I am not 100% sure. There's a nice set of big balls right there. They're gold ball, red balls. No blue balls. Where did we find the blue balls at? Oh, Mandalay Bay had a bunch of blue balls in there. Oh, you're 53. Man, when I met you, I thought you were much younger than that, man. Eli, you're home. Mauricio loves the gold balls. Are they the boss's balls? The bosses have gold balls, right, Mauricio? You just like the gold balls because they look like 49er colors. Brass ball. Mud's got some brass balls. Since I got Mauricio on here, and we're gonna be talking some crap right now with Mauricio here. I want to show you guys. This is the job that Mauricio really wants. Right up on top of the locomotive there is another elf, and he's the ball polisher. He's the ball washer. That is the job that Mauricio wants to have, right, Mauricio? He's probably hating me right now. Is Joe with you? Jason, welcome in, buddy. Thanks for joining. Okay, does anyone know the answer to our trivia question? This year, de Blasio put 2 new things in the display for the first time ever. Anyone have the answer to them? Randall Cunningham, that is who Eli is talking about, you guys that don't understand. Does he still hold the NFL punt record also? Joe says hi. Tell Joe I said hello. Tell him he's doing a great job cleaning that corner for the past 5 days. Oliver, you know this question. All right, go ahead, give it an answer. I think you qualify. I was teasing them the other day. The mailbox, yes, the mailbox. Let's see if we can get a picture of the mailbox here. So these people are standing in front of the mailbox, but behind those people is a gold mailbox that you could drop your letters to Santa. And they will make sure at the Bellagio that Santa gets your letters. This was a good display. I really liked this display this year. I thought it was good. Some people have said that they didn't love it, but they thought last year's was a little better. There's a few things on this one. I really love the steam coming out of the locomotive. I love that. However, the walkthrough last year I thought was better. When you came out of the walkthrough last year, the reindeer's antlers framed the Christmas tree great. Yes, there's something else right over there too, Oliver. We're going to take another little walkthrough. We're going to try to sneak through the tunnel. I don't know. It looks pretty crowded, but maybe we'll get in line. You know, these crowds get me a little anxious that I'm going to say something to somebody who just, you know. It's spatial awareness when you're in things like this. I just posted a video about that, right? And where I said voguing, right? You Gen Xers would know it. It has something to do with the house. It has something to do with the house. I will tell you that. So here's the little nutcrackers and soldiers. That nutcracker right there in the center, that is, I think, 32 feet tall, that nutcracker. I don't see no nuts around, no. Just some big balls. So maybe he's a ball cracker. A ball breaker. That's what he is. He's the ball breaker, not a nutcracker. But there's the ball washer on top of the locomotive. Smiling and polishing away. Mud's got it. The special table, that is the garden table. That is where you can have brunch and dinner from Siddell's is brunch, which is around 1:45. That'll set you back. And dinner from Michael Minya will set you back. This is the line to go through. So we're going to maybe see about going through. Everybody's taking like nice little selfies there. We need Teddy there. No, I've never ran into Randall Cunningham in Vegas. I would love to, though. Yeah, that would be nice if they had some sort of really cool display. I think a couple years ago they had like an enchant out front, but it really didn't do that well on the strip. So let's see here. So this is the bells and whistles. That's what it's named after. All aboard the bells and whistles. So this is the display that has those bells and whistles, the trumpets, the trombone, all that fancy stuff. And there are the whistles. They're steam whistles. At night, you can see some steam coming out of them, which is pretty cool. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to hook the mic up. Oh, you could listen. If you were going to pay me, I'd definitely be eating at that table. I wouldn't pay to eat at that table, but if you could pay me to eat at that table. Yeah, you know, you're kind of right about that, but it actually does. You know, I don't mind the attention. Oh, we got like this girl here. She's doing like a whole Instagram shoot or TikTok videos, like right in the middle here, bottling up everything. She's like going and doing like her own little thing. I mean, come on. That is like some lack of self-awareness right there. So it is inside the gingerbread house here. Yeah, less people early in the morning, definitely. Narcissism, yeah, that definitely could be it. That definitely could be it there. All right. Oh, we got a Seahawks fan up here. Should I start with him a little bit? Well, tell him, go Birds. Go Birds, the Eagles type. I said, go Birds, the Eagles type. Seahawks fan. See you in the playoffs, buddy. Okay, he had the personality of a wet mop, but okay. I mean, if you're gonna be wearing like all decked out in all kinds of your team's gear, I don't know. You know what? They're probably nervous. You know, I think they think that they're like entitled to like, you know, have a run back after that horrible Super Bowl loss to the Patriots. They never were able to come back. So I'm going to hook up the microphone right now. I know. All right, I think we got a microphone working now. Eli, you have a great day, man. Thanks for joining Vogue Stream. I got to put this down for a second. We had a guy doing that last night that came up to us on TikTok. When we were on TikTok, he was on his video. Let's see. How's the sound, guys? Does it sound pretty good? Yeah, he's probably one of them casual fans. There's the stripper elf dancing around on the back of the ladder for dollars. Cool, now you guys can hear. All right, awesome. I'm trying to be, like, TikTok's like plug and go, right? You don't really need a microphone. I think that microphone works a lot better here on YouTube. All right, I think that this is about time for us to start walking again. We'll just follow the crowd out. Where y'all want to head to? Joe, what's going on? Happy New Year's Eve. I'm not sure, Murakami. Let me switch it. How's that sound? Does that sound like the noise cancellation's on? I forget what the blue light and the green light mean. Oh, there she is again. And she's like giving people like the side eye, like, why are you trying to get in my frame? Why are you setting up? It was on before, okay. So is it better this way or better the other way? You guys tell me. Because I sound the same to myself.
Oh, those are made of roses.
This is better, okay. All right, let's head out. Where do you guys want to head now? It sounds better, okay. You like it better this way, all right. There we go. Other way is less background noise, okay. So if you guys think this is better like this for normal, but then when we get around somewhere that may have some music or something, I could switch it. I don't know. You guys tell me which way you prefer hearing it. Because all I really care about is not getting any copyright notifications. Oliver wants to. That would be quite the walk, Oliver, the Grand Canyon. That would probably take us a good day, if not more. We're staying on the strip, man. I can't walk. I could walk that far, but it's going to be. We'll have to do that. Let's see. Yep. Oh, he wants to push. No. Get your hand off there, dude. Why is he going to speed it up? Because he's a fucking asshole. That's why. And that's what he did. Where's he at? It's that guy up there with the bag. Should we follow him a little bit? Stalk him? Because he's fucking cool as shit, I think, you know? I am letting it go. I just like laugh at these type of people. He walks like a doucher, doesn't he? Yeah, we could probably go back in and walk through the casino. Yeah, let's do that because the fountain shows aren't running yet, right? What time is it? 2:30. Yeah, right. He's got one of those punch me in the face faces. So I don't feel like going through that again. So I'm gonna go through these ones where I don't have to worry about somebody pushing the door. John, it is coming along. We're gonna head up that way in a moment. We'll go walking through here for a little bit. Oh, there's a Bang Bang Niners gang. Poor people with your one and done. That's your season this year, one and done. Yeah, oh, high five, missed you, got you in the face. Sorry, buddy. Oh, Murakami, that is on me and Jay's list, actually. So we're gonna do that when she's out with us one night. I think the tower should be completed by 2027. When? I am not 100% sure. So, no, they keep changing the dates and all that stuff. Whew, it is packed. Let's go over this way. It makes it harder. So it's hard to walk, talk, and stream at the same time. So sometimes I like to take the little bit less crowded route so I can talk with you guys, but you guys can still see how busy it is in here. I mean, the Bellagio is always super busy, but you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, what do you guys think right now? I know it's a holiday, and a lot of people will say that, right? Oh, it's a holiday. That's why Vegas is busy. But, you know, what are you guys thinking right now? You guys that watch a lot of live stream, a lot of Vegas content, what do you think about this? What do you think about the crowds we've been seeing so far today? We're about to head out onto the Strip, where we're gonna see the people that are walking around on the Strip, not just in here. So, and if you were over on TikTok, you saw us walking the Strip earlier. What do you guys think? I think it's a mix. It's very, very busy, and it's normal for a holiday or a weekend. I mean, a lot of that Vegas' dead bullcrap came midweek, you know? I think we were talking about it the other day, and, you know, I'll just bring it up again. Like, you know, people say, busy. That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, I think the inside crowds have seemed consistently throughout the year, the inside crowds have been pretty consistently busy, right? And the outside crowds have looked a lot lighter. And I think a lot of that has to do with how Vegas has changed in the past 20 years, right? There's been more pedestrian bridges added, so that stops the bottlenecks at surface level. You know, and I think that's where a lot of people were like, oh, you couldn't move on the Strip. Well, that's because it's a 5-minute light to cross Flamingo at the Strip, and you had 5 minutes of foot traffic packing up behind you, right? So it just kind of felt more crowded because pedestrian accesses to places were impinged, right? So now that you have pedestrian bridges to go over the Strip, or you have the back walkways that you can get from Bellagio to Park MGM without, you know, going more than 1,000 feet outside. You're seeing a lot more of that. I mean, when it's 10:10 out, would you rather walk on the Strip, or would you rather walk in a climate-controlled pathway that connects multiple casinos? Well, the official numbers don't lie, and John, the official numbers at 7%, 10% down on regular crowds from last year, say, right? You're still only looking at around, 9 to 12,000 less people per day, which is really not that visible, right? You really can't see that like, the optics that you see. There's a lot of easy ways to explain that. So we're still going to be in that 38 million range for visitors this year as opposed to 40. So that's 2 million. So if you divided 2 million by 365, that is how many less people you would have per day, right? So, melt my shoes outside, right? That is exactly what those temperatures are, Yeah, only 38 million, by the way, right? So, back in the early 2000s, which a lot of people like to quote, it was still 36 million. So you have 2 million more than you did, say, 2000 to 2012, 13. And then 2015, 16 is when people started to really come out here and we broke the 40 million mark. So when you break the 40 million mark, and now that becomes, growing off of that, then COVID, the recovery, we broke 40 million again, I think in 2024. And, so now we're down a little bit. So not the end of the world. Don't tie your panties up in a bunch because there's a couple less million people here. So yeah, a lot of visitors have become residents, full-time residents. Look at the population increases in Vegas, Henderson, Summerlin. So there's a lot of reasonable explanations. Back when I started coming to Vegas, there was only 600, 700,000 people that lived in town, if that, back in 97. So I don't think the numbers are as bad as a lot of people want to make it out, right? Now, I'm sure a lot of the get much better content view numbers when you're talking about negativity than you do when you talk about the positivity, but it is what it is. Let's zoom up ahead a little bit here, right? It's so packed outside of Paris. Maybe let's go take a walk down that way before we start heading back up north on the strip. And then people tie a lot of things in that don't really.
This guy's vlogging.
Yes, I am. You want to say hello?
Hello. Hi.
Vegas is great.
What do you think? Vegas is dead, empty, or do you think it's pretty nice right now?
It's okay. It seems less crowded to be
Seems
honest,
a little bit less.
for a holiday.
Okay.
I mean, that's just my vibes.
That's cool.
Have a good day.
You have a great day. There we go. I wonder if anyone takes in consideration the Airbnb, because that seems to be like that's something that has sprung up in Vegas lately. I see a lot more people on the live streams talking about they're going to stay in an Airbnb or something. I did not hear Oregon. I like to try to stay out a little bit so that I can show more of the crowd than just the tall guy in front of me's jacket. So let's go see how busy it is outside of Paris right now. Thank you, Murakami. We have multiple ways to support the channel. We have Buy Me a Coffee. I have, we do have super chats and all that activated on here. If you'd like to support the channel, that is great. It's never needed. I do appreciate you guys just subscribing, liking the channel, and helping us grow. That is all good. So they use a whole bunch of different numbers to figure out the statistics, right? So obviously they take the hotel occupancy numbers directly from the hotels, which is a little bit misleading too if you don't know how hotel occupancy actually works. If I told you a hotel was only 50% occupied, that means 50% of the available rooms, right? So if a hotel normally has 1,000 rooms, 50% means 500. If they took 500 rooms out of service for a major maintenance, then 50% would mean 250 rooms. So it's kind of misleading because you don't always know what the available rooms are, right? They don't always put that out there like, hey, we're MGM, we got 6,978 rooms and we're at 90% occupancy. You think you're going to take 90% of that number, but they don't tell you that they had 1,500 rooms taken out of service. Hey, Paul, I'm not going to say that it hasn't been less crowded, right? But you can't take it as a singular day snapshot, which a lot of people try to sell it as, like a Tuesday night, you know, in July, and saying Vegas is dead, right? Because a Tuesday night in July could be really busy the next Tuesday night. Overall, as a whole, when you take the numbers as a whole, it's really not as dead as people want to say it is the point that I try to make, right? You're gonna have dead days and dead weeks and dead, you know, all that. So, you know, so you're gonna have those days where the numbers are looking really bad and there's not a whole lot of conventions in town. Those numbers are always gonna be lower, you know? But you get like a SEMA or a CES in town, those numbers are super high with visitors. You know, there's no set, I don't think that there's like a set, like, you know, metric that you could say what makes Vegas busy or dead. I think you kind of have to do it day by day and look at the numbers and look at the numbers as a whole. Oh yeah, we were supposed to be walking north. How did we end up? I wanted to show you guys outside here because it did look crowded over here, so I wanted to walk through the crowd. So let's go head north and check out the Joe, I ask people that all the time, right? I mean,
the Bible says it is appointed once for man to die, and then after this comes the judgment. What are you putting your faith, hope, and trust in for eternal life?
Who wants to drive the bus to hell for us?
It will perish. Repent, turn from your evil ways, and believe that God sent Jesus, his own son, to die in your place.
Where's Mud? I think we decided Mud was the bus driver to hell for us.
On the last day, along with the beating death, and the bondage of
You're right, Murakami, you're right. And I was just saying the same thing, Joe. When the crowd, like, do you come here to hang out with, like, 200,000 people, or are you here to like have some fun, right? By, you know, with yourself, your family, or your friends that you came with. You know, sometimes when the crowds are huge crowded weekends, man, it's really not fun because there's just too crowded. And what was the next question here? Oh, what time do they start closing the strip tomorrow? The strip is officially closed from 6 p.m. till 2 a.m. Fireworks at midnight. So plan accordingly. The bus has no brakes, and once the door shuts, it's welded. There we go. Nobody's getting off the bus. All right, this time we're gonna stay on path and we're gonna go north, like we said. You guys wanted to see crowds, I wanted to show you some crowds. So here's the Bellagio crowd, and they're not even running the fountain show yet. It's just people hanging out front of the fountain, waiting. You know, I always wonder how many people do those people convert by standing in the middle of the street yelling at people. And I'm not inviting I'm not inviting a discussion about religion. We're not having that. I was just wondering, since he was just screaming in our ears. Oh shit, Joe, yeah, Otto from The Simpsons. That dude was pretty cool. I wish he was the bus driver if I took a bus to school. You know, The Simpsons had such great characters like that. These little like bit characters that would pop up every once in a while, and you were just like, man, that dude's funny. And then you didn't see him for like 10 episodes. They're doing that for Cloud 2. What do you think? Who's that? St. Peter, who controls the pearly gates, is going to be like, you yelled at 250,000 people on this strip. All right, come on in. The Timu trees, they need to trim these up. They need to get rid of this one right here. Right, they need to chop that one right there. Like, that'll keep that right out of our freaking banging our head when we walk past it. So they have this all blocked off because they're doing all the work now for this stage that they have here. They have some kind of sound stage set up in the Bellagio fountain lake of Bellagio. Lake Como is that actually what it's called, or that's what it's like designed after, Lake Como in Italy. Am I saying that right? And behind there is a circular stage, which I guess they're gonna have some kind of performance or MC who's going to do the countdown for the fireworks. That's what I've come up with. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I've come up with. All right. Let's move along. Let's walk. I want to thank all the chatters in here today. Those of you that are new, just subscribed today or recently, you'll hear me refer to you guys as the chatters. That is what we have decided on the name of the community is, based on some polling that we did here on YouTube a while back when we named the community. I wanted you guys to have input, not what I decided to call you, what you guys decided to call yourselves. So May could be hot, could not be hot. May is like one of those like tricky months there, Paul. You know, you can get triple digits, but mostly gonna stay in like the 90s, low 90s, mid 90s. But you can definitely get some triple digit days in there. That was one of the months that me and Jay used to always come out, in May. It was like May and September, I think it was our two favorite months to come out. Now with F1, come September to the end of December, you have, well, the middle, end of December, because the sidewalk just opened up Christmas week. Now in Vegas, September to December, you have to deal with the F1 setup and tear down, you know, and that kind of ruins it for a lot of people. So we had a few 10 days this year, Oliver, but I'll tell you, oh, here's the vintage photo guy. Somebody was asking about him earlier. Tips only. Get your vintage photo in 5 seconds. Maybe me and Jay will get one of these one night and try it out. Now, 2 years ago, we had quite a few days. We had that heat wave, and we had triple digits all the way into like the middle of October, which was kind of rare. Happy New Year, Joanna. I'll be on tomorrow morning and possibly tomorrow afternoon, but I will not be streaming tomorrow night. I'll leave that to the other people. So if you guys want to see the festivities up on the Strip on New Year's Eve, the fireworks and stuff live streamed, you're gonna have to go find another streamer. How do you like that 115 heat there, Paul? I love it. I love that. I love the triple digits. Now, I posted a video a couple weeks ago when it started to get cold out here about how cold Vegas can get, right? And by cold, I mean like mid 40s, low 40s at night, which is cold for me. You think about it, right? When you basically spend 3 months in triple digits or high 90s, when it drops down to like 40 degrees, you're looking at anywhere, 50 to 75 degree change in temperature, right? So you feel the cold a little more than somebody who, has 6 months of cool weather and 6 months of warm and hot weather. So, and I said, just because we're in the desert doesn't mean it's always hot, right? Because Antarctica is the world's largest desert. And a lot of people were like, no, it's not a desert. And it's the world's largest desert, followed by the Sahara, which is a hot desert. So you can have a cold desert and a hot desert, which a lot of people don't realize. Oh yeah, the UK is a lot cooler than Vegas, that's for damn sure, right? What's your average in Fahrenheit, your average temperature over there in the UK? Is it in the 70s? I think I remember reading one time it's in the 70s Fahrenheit. 105 is perfect weather, Oliver. I think 112 is when it really starts to get hot. Anything over 112. Yeah, we do get some snow still up in March and April up in Mount Charleston. We got snow back October, I think was the first snow up in Lee Canyon. I think that was the earliest that it snowed in Lee Canyon in history, was this year, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we can go from one extreme to another if you go a couple miles outside of Vegas. 45 minutes outside of Vegas right now, the mountains are snow-capped. People are skiing, snowboarding, doing winter activities. And then you're out here on the Strip and we have people bundled up in parkas like in front of us. And I'm sure we'll run into some people that have t-shirts and jeans on. '60s is good. 60s now. 60s back in Philly, I used to wear like a hooded sweatshirt and a t-shirt. Sometimes 60s out here and I'm putting on a light jacket and a hooded sweatshirt. Minus 25. Yeah, so that's got to be a nice little jump. That's a positive jump for you guys.
We'll walk down the strip and stay on that side.
That's where we're gonna walk through.
So the Cromwell, that is going to be rebranded in January, I believe, over to Vanderpump. So kind of anxious to see what Lisa Vanderpump does with the Cromwell. I mean, it seems to me like everything she touches turns into like gold. So I wonder what kind of improvements, because it's a good property now. I really like the Cromwell. So we're going to cross over the strip again so we can get a better view of the Hard Rock up there. It's kind of hard to see from the west side of the strip. It's a much better view over on the Harris side of the strip, the east side. Now, I heard that they were remodeling the rooms since it was announced. So I think it's been an ongoing process of remodeling there. All right, so I just covered that over. Coming for a week, nice. What do you have planned, Stone Cold? Got any big plans? Going to see any shows? There's a lot of music around on this side, so I'm gonna change that over to noise canceling to see if maybe we can cancel out some of the background noise. It's funny, the last live stream that I did, I didn't have any copyright issues until I turned the mics off because I had to charge up a little bit. So I've been looking into that, and it seems like I have to get like a USB-C dongle for the bottom of my phone that can transmit data, so I can plug in a charger and the headphone microphones at the same time. But I'm also working on getting my Pocket 3 connected to YouTube. I've got it connected, but it won't do the live streams. I'm having a hard time getting it to connect in real time. So it's kind of recording them, but not. And they're just practice ones. So it's just like kind of me around the house trying to practice live streaming. Or not practice, but get it transmitting the correct way. Yeah, John, so inside right now of the rooms, maybe we can kind of zoom over. Sometimes we can get a pretty good zoom. Let's see. You can see some guys up there. That's as far as I can zoom right now. But they got the windows out and they are gutting that place. They're gonna go back down to basically a skeleton, like a skeleton of a building. They're ripping out all the plumbing, electricity, all that, and they're going to redo all the rooms, remodel all the rooms, soups to nuts. So it's going to be good. It's going to be, it's going to be like basically a whole brand new property. Oh, nice. The Insta360 Flow 2 gimbal can charge. You know, I think my gimbal now, my DJI can charge also. You know what? Maybe I should pull over in a minute and see, because I don't have the app running. But I think if you use the native phone clip, I think it does. I'll check that out when I get home. And then I could just charge the gimbal. Keep a charger attached to the gimbal. That's what I should check out. Let's go take a walk through here. Maybe, I don't know. Thinking maybe I'll grab a coffee. I don't know. I already bought a coffee from Hello Kitty today. Maybe. We'll see. No, I probably won't be making it up to Fontainebleau today, because I have to, it's my son's birthday. He's turning 20, and we're supposed to go out to dinner tonight, but he went to Death Valley with his friends, and depending on what time he gets home is what we're gonna do. We're either gonna get takeout or we're gonna go out to dinner. So I have to actually wrap up streaming probably within the next hour or so. They don't really come out as much during the day. You see a few out during the day, but not as much as at night, Joe. And listen, a lot of people call the showgirls and all that scams and whatever, right? I mean, the way I feel is, yeah, it's kind of scammy that, they don't have a set price. But before you take a picture with them, you should definitely agree upon a price with them, right? Say, well, I got $20 for the two of you. And if they say no, then walk away from the picture, right? But if they say, yeah, then give them the $20, right? If they're like, so that's really kind of the way you need to handle the characters or the showgirls and things like that, right? They're out here making a hustle, There we go. We got the zip liners. Pretty cool. So they're out making a hustle, right? So you just need to make sure you don't get hustled and say, well, I'll give you both $20, $40 for the two of you for a couple pictures, before you take the picture. Don't take the picture and then negotiate a price, No, I've never streamed up at the Alante. I may do a walkthrough up there. Oh, Vidara is a great property. Paul, I love Vidara. It's connected to Cosmo and Bellagio, so you don't have to, you just walk down to the lobby and you're in Cosmo or Bellagio within minutes. Fontainebleau is kind of a far walk. Definitely is. From the center strip. Probably looking at about 45 minutes maybe. I forget, I think we timed it one night. We're gonna have to do another time to walk. So, and Vidara actually is one of my favorite hotel scents. And you can find your favorite hotel scents right there on Aroma Retail and use our code to get a 20% discount. Look at all these people outside the fountain here. Here's In and Out. This is a little, look, there's no seats. So me and Jay are affiliates for Aroma Retail. So if you do make a purchase using our links or using our code, we do get some kind of compensation for that. But it's no extra cost to you. Westgate is pretty cool. I do like the Westgate. Me and Jay renewed our vows at the Westgate. We had Elvis perform the ceremony, and it was really cool. It was really fun. I forget when that was. That was like 2018, I think it was. And the Westgate has that awesome sports book. It's a huge sports book. So I think in between like streaming and going to dinner tonight, I'm gonna get that Pocket 3 up and running. I finally got a memory card, and I put 2 memory cards in our Amazon cart. One I was buying for my son's dash cam, and that's the one that came, but it is compatible with the Pocket 3, so until I get the other memory card, that's the one I'm gonna use. So it doesn't do the quick write as good as the other card I had in the cart, but there's so much technology you got to learn, and I'm not really a tech guy, so I mean, I've only been doing social media for a year and a half, a year and 9 months, so learning all this stuff, it's fun and it's challenging. So here's the high roller. That is awesome. You get some awesome views of the strip, the valley. I like taking it at sunset, but at night when the strip is all lit up, unsurpassed views of the strip. 550 feet to the top of the high roller there. How light is it compared to using a gimbal? Oh, Murakami, it is so much lighter. So I got the creators package for Christmas. That's what, when they bought it, that's what my kids bought. So that comes with like 2 extra batteries that you can actually hook onto the bottom. And, you know, that adds a little bit of weight, but not much. And I have a little monopod that I can hook it to. And so the monopod, if you guys remember the night I was doing the F1 race, the main night, and I had my arm up in the air all night, that's the monopod that I can hook to the bottom of the Pocket 3 to extend it up a little bit and makes it a little bit easier to carry. But if you really want to be kind of stealthy with it, if you just hold it in your hand, barely noticeable. But it is a lot easier to just carry around all day. Sometimes my arm does hurt when we do these long streams. My arm starts to get a little bit tired. And the stability of that thing is, I think it's like almost unsurpassed. I mean, when I do a walkthrough using a gimbal and my phone, you get some shake, you know. With that thing, it's like super steady. It's like it's on a wire or on a rail or something. On the rail, that's a Pretty Woman reference. If you guys remember, it turns like it's on or drives like it's on rails. Zip lining. Who would do the zip line? So that's where I'm having the thing. So what you do is you connect. I got to create a hotspot, sign into the hotspot with the Pocket 3 onto my phone, and then that will stream through my phone to YouTube, but not through I don't think it streams through Prism Live. So I think I'll have to go through the native YouTube app. And then on my phone, I open up the YouTube and watch, and I can put it in chat mode and read the chat off my phone while I am streaming off the Pocket 3. Is kind of how that would work. From what I've seen, I've never really been in the rooms at Vdara, but I think all the rooms are really nice because they're all suites, right? So, I mean, I would really, Paul, what I would do is I would look on the website and just kind of just compare the rooms and see if there's anything you really need for that upgrade. I mean, if it's a free upgrade, take the upgrade. But if you got to pay for it, I don't know. I mean, they are all nice rooms in there. Now, if I was going to like Cosmo and they were like, hey, we'll upgrade you to a corner suite for an extra $30 a night, I'd be like, sold. But, you know, if they were like, I'll upgrade you to like a higher room, like, I don't know. Because I've seen the view from like the 24th floor at Cosmo and it is beautiful. So I don't think the actual height of the Cosmo matters that much for a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, the higher you are, the further away you get from some things. So you have to, you know, zoom into the fountain a little bit more. Holy smokes, that's a huge line in Sweetson, which is good to see. This is like one of my favorite spots to go. Great desserts, great coffee. They got some Dubai chocolate strawberry cups. If you're a coffee drinker, definitely come to the Link Promenade, check out Sweetson. I do not get any kind of compensation from them. Occasionally they'll hook me up with a couple macaroons or something. But I think that's mostly because I'm in there about like constantly. So you know, if I go in at late at night, sometimes like, hey, you want a couple macaroons? And they give me the, you know, a couple that they're not going to reuse the next day. And they're delicious, so I'm never saying no to that. They gave me and Ed a couple chocolate ones last night because we went there for coffee and the steamer was broke. And they're like, oh, the tech will be here tomorrow, hopefully first thing to fix it. And they're like, you know, you want something else? And I was like, they had already started cleaning up. It was a little bit later. I didn't want to bother them for a milkshake. So I was like, nah, we're good. And he's like, you want a couple macaroons? I was like, yeah, sure, we'll take a couple. I was like, got any chocolate ones? Because the chocolate ones are bomb. They are freaking, as the kids say, lit. So. And I can't see you off of the feet. Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Uh-oh, is the chat? Yeah, Cosmo is a little bit on the pricier end. I definitely think it's worth it. But 11 days, I would probably do about 3 or 4 different spots, Paul. You know, that's like a fun thing that a lot of people have been doing lately is, you know, resort hopping. You know, 2 days here, 3 nights there, you know. So this way you can check out a whole bunch of different types of, you know, you can go high end, you know, budget, all on the same trip and compare them. So there's the Dunkin's. Oh, this Dunkin's has a daily happy hour. This is something that you don't see a lot, right? From 1 to 5, 50% off any size hot or iced coffee, right? Now, the Dunkin's on the strip is really pricey. So when you get that 50% off, that makes the price about what it would normally be at a regular Dunkin' Donuts. So, you know, what's a large coffee at Dunkin' now? Like $4? That's about how much it is with the 50% off. Planet Hollywood, I love Planet Hollywood. That's one of my favorite spots. I have a lot of luck in Planet Hollywood when I do gamble. I really do. I was walking through there. I picked my kid up one day, and they wanted some pizza, so we went to that new pizza place in there, Carnegie, I believe it's called, which is actually really good pizza. And I was like, man, I gotta go to the bathroom. I was walking through the casino, and this machine was looking at me, and I was like, eh. So I walked past again, and I was like, all right, you know what? I had like 20 bucks. I threw it in there like on the third spin. I hit for like 240. I was like, cash out. So that's happened to me a couple times in Planet Hollywood. Now, last night, I threw 20 bucks in at Venetian. I don't know. I was playing 75-cent spins, just trying to kill some time while I was waiting for Ed. And I think I hit like twice for like 50 cents and like $1.25. So I'll tell you what, there's not a whole lot of Dunkin' Donuts in Vegas, and a lot of them close early. The one by my house closes at like 6 o'clock at night. So the one that was by my house in Philly was 24/7. Anytime I needed coffee, I walk over to Dunkin', and there it was. Mud, we got some moves. It is, Planet Hollywood is a very solid property. It was a nice property back when it was the Aladdin too. You know, the link is okay. The rooms are kind of small, and it's a little bit confusing sometimes how to get to the different towers. Our friend stayed at the link when she was in town in November or October, and she liked it. It was nice. We went up, checked the room out, you know, but it was small. I mean, if I had to pick, if somebody said Link or Planet Hollywood, I'm picking Planet Hollywood. I'd probably pick Planet Hollywood over Paris also. Just based upon, I really like the location of Planet Hollywood. It's so let's check this out. We can see you're gonna be there in 10 days. Nice. We'll pull over up here for a minute and show you guys the what's going on. They've been pumping concrete. They were pumping concrete last night too. So they're getting ready to add a couple more floors pretty soon. It's gonna be crazy. So that looks actually really cool coming out. We can see, what's that called, the bridge? I'm not really we're still on, Joanna. We are still on. There we go. Check that out. That's going to look amazing going up the front of that thing. But if we look up top, if you look right in front of the crane, you can see the concrete pump. And then let's zoom over to the Mirage where we can see they got windows taken out, certain rooms up on the top floors. You can kind of see in. Sorry, it's a little grainy, but we are maxed out on our zoom there. Come back around. There we go. There's the bridge. They're getting a lot done there. Taking the whole property there. Stone Cold. Awesome. Pleasure chatting with you. Hopefully you subscribed. Welcome to the Chatters, our little community here. We appreciate each and every one of you that do subscribe and like our channel. It's going to help us grow a little bit, a little better over here on YouTube. I think we're getting close to 900. So every little bit helps. Thank you, thank you. All right, you know what? I'm gonna have to, if we're gonna stay on for a little bit longer, I'm gonna have to disconnect the mic and put you guys on my charger until I go home and figure out if I can charge off my gimbal. I thought I could. I forgot about that until Murakami said something about it. Oh, that car just hit the gate. That would be nice, getting up to 60 likes with 73 people. We've had some really good lives on YouTube. So where do we want to go now? This is the time that we're going to decide as a group where you guys want to go. Now, I'm not going to walk to the Grand Canyon, Oliver, like he asked earlier. But, you know, let's keep it within reason. 896. All right, we need 4 more. Who's going to be the next 4? Who's going to get us to our 900 mark? That would be awesome. Thank you for the update, Murakami. And a nice crowd up here too, right? And a lot of people say there's nothing up this end, right? So it's slated to open in 2027. They've changed it from spring to fall to, you know, sometime in 2027. Would not surprise me if it didn't end up being early 2028. But let's hope for the best and that they can get it done. I mean, they are making a ton of leeway on this. I think it's amazing watching this go up. Kind of makes me want to go buy my carpenter's book back, my carpenter's union book back, and get up on there and then do some concrete. Although I've been out of that game for a while, I don't know if I could keep up with these guys anymore. I'm just being honest. But if I never stopped, I could have kept up with them. But I got a nice cushier inside maintenance job. I don't know if I could deal with the elements. And you know, they do work a lot faster and a lot harder. So I don't know if I could do it. Just being honest. Oh, we can see that they're moving the concrete pump up there. See it moving around in front of the crane. That's how they pour the different concrete in all the different forms up there. Do it, yeah. That would be detrimental to my health, John. I mean, it would be an awesome job to be on and, you know, look and point at it all the time and be like, yeah, I built that thing. There's a few jobs like that back in Philly that exist. Now I'm like, I put the windows, or I did that in that building, I did this in that building. But yeah, I'm 50, man. That would be hard for me to do. Daryl, welcome in, buddy. Thank you for subbing. Welcome into the Chatters. That's the name of our community. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy our live streams. Any questions, feel free to ask. We try to be as interactive as we can as hosts, me and Jay, when she's out here with me. We love to chit chat with you guys. We love to talk to you guys. Love to meet up with people. We have a lot of people that come out to Vegas, and we meet up with them while we're live streaming, when we're off of live stream sometimes, and it's been a lot of fun. We've made some really good friends doing this live streaming and content creation. And if you are in Vegas and you see us out live streaming and you come and find us, come over, say hello. We'll give you a shout out on the live stream. And I carry around these cool little Neon City Walker stickers, and I'll give you a sticker. So just come on out, say hello. There's a few people in the chat right now that have gotten stickers.
Player payback rewards. You need to have a rewards card. If you don't have a card, our slot personnel can get you.
It's always fun meeting new people.
You don't even need to leave your seat.
Follow us across all our social. We have a pretty good TikTok page full of little Las Vegas tips and tricks and all kinds of stuff. I'm starting to import that over to YouTube in the shorts and stuff like that, and build our channel with that. And I'm starting to get the hang of long form content too. So I'm hoping to be putting out some long form content pretty soon too. It's quite different than like a TikTok or Instagram. Each social media has its own like audience, right? Like TikTok's like this fast-paced, like, you know, just giving you information 15 seconds, 20 seconds or less. You know, here on YT, people want more polished, and I try to be as polished as I can, but I'm not super polished. Me and Jay are kind of more rough around the edges, and try to stay really as authentic as we can. So you're not gonna get studio quality videos from us probably. You're gonna get 50-year-olds that are learning how to do this and just having a lot of fun with you guys.
And then it was like 5 a.m. at the bingo. I turned $40. Are you serious? That's a real table?
Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Oh, it looks like they're putting up the street barricades here at the outside the Venetian here. Gonna have this area closed off. So they got these up. They got some temporary gates that they'll have. They'll close this all off, I guess tomorrow night. It's not Temu quality. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Joe. Hey, Mud, you can only polish an old turd so much, right? And then what happens? Do you know what happens? That old turd turns into a shiny old turd if you keep polishing it. That's what we're going for. Just being some shiny old turds. So this is the Venetian and Palazzo. And this is a great property. Now this property used to sit on what used to be the Sands, and they have this little placard out here that the Rat Pack, you guys know who the Rat Pack is, right? Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Joey Bishop, Peter Lawford, Frank Sinatra, and that was taken. There was a picture taken right here in this exact spot, and they have this little placard here. But the cool thing about it is all their footprints of where they were standing are right here, and you can actually see Let's see. Stick your foot in, see how you measure up to those guys. Yeah, so this is right out on the strip where the driveway for the Venetian is. Right to the right of that. Right there's Madame Tussauds and the Venetian walkway to Madame Tussauds. It's right over here in front of this fountain. It's an awesome spot. Take your friends. You probably walked past this 1,000 times while you were in. Yep, half people just walk by it, man. But you know what? You might be able to be out here with your friends and be like, yo, I got something cool to show you. It's a little piece of Vegas history right there, right? The Sands, that was like one of the, you know, iconic ones, right? So here's some more of the walkways. We're gonna go check out the canal here over outside the Venetian. Check out and see if there's any sharks in there. Let's go halfway. If you time the lights right, you can go across and not get run over. I don't recommend that. You should probably wait until the signs tell you to go. But I remember, I don't really remember the Sands and stuff, but I remember seeing this all get built. And it was actually pretty cool back in the 90s watching this get built when we lived out here. Watching the Bellagio get built, you know. Now, some of you that may have been here coming to Vegas for years and years, yeah, that would be great. I mean, yesterday, Murakami, half the elevators didn't work. Well, more than half. I think we counted 13 elevators or 12 elevators that didn't work yesterday while we were out walking around on our live stream. And then we just saw the guy turning them on, casually walking up to him, putting a key in at the top and turning them on. It was crazy. I'm like, this dude could have... I think the people that were cleaning them turned them off and then never turned them on. Yes, I don't recommend getting run over either. I got run over about 4 times out here. I got hit by a car one time. I was riding my bike back in 97 or 98, and this lady ran a light, and she was making a turn, a right-hand turn, so she didn't even stop and just plowed right into me. I went up on the roof of the car, cracked her windshield and all that stuff, and yeah, it hurt. And then another time, ooh, was it going fast, Mud? Another time me and Jay were walking on the strip and a car come out of the driveway of one of the casinos here. Oh, you were 40? Oh, it was going 40. You were 17. It was going 40. Oh, that must have freaking, that, you're lucky you didn't get killed. Yeah, we were walking past one of the driveways where the taxis and all come out at one of the hotels on the strip here, and he come out pretty quick. He jammed on his brakes and was pretty much stopped, but Jay pushed me in front of it. Like I think she went to grab me, but like pushed me by accident. And by accident, I mean accident. And the taxi kind of bumped me. But that kind of hurt because it hit me right on my hip. I felt fine until the next morning. I would believe that, Mud, man, 40 miles an hour. Well, thankfully you weren't, because we wouldn't have like all these fun chats without you, man. Yes, accidentally on purpose. She went to grab my arm, and by grab my arm, I mean put her foot right in the middle of my back and push with her leg. I always embellish that story a little bit, but you know, why not? It's always great when she's with me too, because she gets a little, I did not do that. By the time I get telling the story when she's around, she was like throwing the green flag out for the drag racer and tying me to the railroad tracks while the train was coming down. I don't see no sharks in here, no bumper boats. They should. I want to see one of these gondola drivers bump into the other one. So you see this person right here? That person sitting on the bench or on that chair right there? Yeah, the steam locomotive. That is the lifeguard. That person is the lifeguard, and there's like video screens that they're looking at, because when the gondolas get out of their sight, they can see and make sure that nobody falls into the canals here. So that person has probably the best lifeguard job on the whole Las Vegas Strip. Ernesto, welcome in from South Los Angeles. How you doing, buddy? So how's LA for New Year's? I think me and Jay, I think that's one spot we would like to go to LA. We really love LA, me and Jay. That's would be one of the only spots that we would probably consider moving to. Would be LA, maybe San Diego. But I don't know. I kind of like LA a little bit better. I used to love San Diego, but we spent a lot of time in LA going to sporting events, Sixers games or Phillies games, watching the Dodgers and Phillies play, or the Sixers and Clippers play. We haven't seen the Lakers play yet, but definitely want to check that out. But we really like LA. Yeah, the showgirls are over there talking to some guys, and that's what I'm saying. Them guys should be negotiating a price right now, saying, all right, we'll take a picture with you for $40 for the both of you. And if they say no, walk away. If they say yeah, take the picture, give them the $40. Don't take the picture and then say, how much do I owe you? Because they're going to tell you $100, and you're going to be like, what? I don't want to pay $100, and then it turns into a whole big scene, right? It's kind of a hustle. Some people call it a scam. I call it a hustle. I mean, anybody who's ever lived in a big city, New York, Philly, I think LA has it. You know, you have people on the corner selling things. You walk up and say, give me this, that, and that, and that, and they're going to give you a price. And then you got to negotiate from that price. But if you walk up and be like, yo, how much are the hats? And they say 25, and you're like, ah, man, I'll give you like 15 for a hat. Then maybe you're going to end up paying 20, right? Don't say, I want to take this hat, how much is it? And then they're not going to move from it, because they already know now that you want that hat. So they're like $25, and you're like, ah, man, I'll give you 20, and they're like 25. Can't do it for less than 25, you know? So always negotiate the price before you take the picture. Same thing with the characters. Turn It Up World just did. I saw one of their shorts where she walked up and negotiated the price with the characters right off the bat, and everybody walked away happy. She got a picture with Spider-Man and somebody else, and they got their $20. I don't take anything from them. That is more of a scam. Anything that tries to pry on your like that. Yeah, I would say that the fake monks are probably a legit scam. They're not really monks, right? And the bracelets aren't free, right? And so, if you're not really a monk and you're portraying yourself as like this monk, now we all know that they're not really showgirls, right? That they're just kind of girls that are walking around in showgirl costumes. I think everyone can agree on that, because there's no more showgirls in Vegas. They're playing on an iconic image of Vegas, and but if somebody walked up to you in a priest outfit, I was going to say a nun outfit, but there's that nun on Fremont Street that's got her tatas hanging out, and I don't think that's an official nun outfit. Mario, Luigi, so you just got to be careful, man. Like, just if you're really not interested, just say, nah, I'm not interested. Like, sometimes when I'm live streaming, they'll be like, oh, take a picture, I'm like, dude, I'm live streaming. Get out of here. I'm hustling out here too. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't showing you. I'm not. I just happen to be walking past. You know what I mean? So I think that there's some kind of weird law that they're allowed to do that on the Strip, right? As long as they're not on private property, like you see them sometimes walking like through the casinos, but they don't interact with people in the casinos. I've seen people come up to them in the casino, like some of the showgirls, and they're like, "No, sorry, got to go outside to take pictures." Now up on Fremont Street, you have the circles and stuff. But I think when you're actually in Paradise, which is where the Las Vegas Strip is, that there's really no ordinance for it. I may be wrong, or I may be reading it wrong, but that's my understanding of it. So I think the only people that really do get in trouble are the people that are trying to sell water or especially alcohol on the Strip. Those people will get arrested. I've seen it on live streams. I've seen it happen while I was up here, where Metro does come along, especially outside where the Bellagio fountains are, and they lock up everybody with a cooler because they don't have a business license or any of that stuff. Health card, alcohol card. In a lot of the things out here, you need to handle food and stuff, you need a food handler's card, you need a sheriff's card, you need this card, you need that work card for a lot of these jobs out here. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Mud's right there, right? It is an improved business where you're allowed to walk around on the Strip, right? As long as you're on city property. If you start to go onto casino property, they can have you removed. So, and it's weird how the lines are drawn out here as far as where the property lines are. Joe, I think I've seen that video too. I've seen a few videos that dealt with the monks, and I just see them and I just wave them off, and they're usually pretty respectful. But I've seen people get in arguments with them also because they come over and they slit the bracelet on somebody's wrist and they're like, "Oh, thank you." They're like, "No, you got to pay for it." And they're like, "I'll give you $5." And they're like, "No." And then they start arguing. So, listen, man, you come over and put something on my wrist, it's mine. I didn't ask you to put it on my wrist. I ain't paying for you either. So, I think that's where the problem comes, is that they are aggressive in trying to get you to buy, and people don't like that. If you're touching me, you're paying me. You know what I'm saying? Depending how much you're paying me is how much fun we can have. Nah, so that's what I've seen. I've seen videos with that, and I've witnessed that with the monks. And I try to just say to people like,
"Hey, tell man,
what's going on, man?
Hey, no, that's backwards. I thought it was the back. My bad.
You want the back?
Hey,
You want to say hello?
Everyone
say hello. What's up? All right. Have a great day, man.
Hey, I'm a porn star. Shit, let me out. Hot butt sex.
Hot bus sex. That's what he likes. Oops, sorry. That's what he likes.
$20 in free slot play.
It takes all kinds. You get all kinds of people out here on the Strip, huh?
Don't lose out. Join our Players Club today and start earning player payback rewards. Earn $20.
Yeah, that's common law, right, Mud?
For slot and video poker play. To get you started, the first 20 of loss is on us. To keep you going, we will continue to reward you with $20 in player payback.
I mean, I guess that's a dependent kind of question. Maybe some people in prison that don't like it, Mud. I don't know. Man, that could have went totally different if we were on the other stream.
Reimburse your first $20 of loss. Let me say it again. Your first $20 of loss is added back to your club account and available to download immediately on any machine.
Sounds like you know from experience, Mud. I don't know. Oh man, you know what? I could see how that stream would go if I did that on a stream and Mud was on there and we're having a Drunken Balls pizza. I did see that on the menu. It did look actually kind of good, but you know, Jay doesn't eat the meat like that. I've never been arrested either, which is surprising. You know what's crazy? I'll tell you. Here's a little surprising fact. I have never been arrested, but Jay has been arrested. Yes. Sweet, innocent Jay has been arrested. There's a difference between never being arrested and never being caught, right? I'm just saying I've never been neither. No, Jay got arrested for the stupidest thing. So, when she was 18, so on the East Coast, I don't know if they do this so much on the West Coast, but the Jersey Shore, after everyone graduated, it's always the innocent ones, right? Everyone, you know, in Philly, they used to rent shore houses for the summer. I mean, you're talking 17, 18, 16-year-old kids would rent houses for the summer, right? And everybody would go down, and they would just be these big, giant party houses, right? It was in Wildwood, New Jersey, and, you know, it was well known for this. So, the night of the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase, Jay had some friends over, and they were watching the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase, and there were some people drinking. Now, back then, Jay did not drink alcohol, but her friends were. And all of a sudden, everybody starts scattering around the house, right? They're like running out the windows, jumping out the windows, and running out the back door. And she's like, what's going on? And here come the cops. Well, her name's on the lease. And the cops are like, oh, your name's on the lease, right? And she's like, yeah. They're like, turn around. They cuffed her, took her to jail, the Wildwoods jail for underage drinking and providing minors with alcohol and stuff. And so yeah, she's gotten arrested. And then basically what they said, you know, what they would do is they would you pay a fine and then they would expunge your record. So it was just a big scam, you know, and then your landlord would evict you from your house, and the next week there'd be another group of 17, 18-year-old kids renting that house for about 2-3 weeks, and then they would all get arrested for underage drinking. So anyone from the East Coast that knows about the Jersey Shore or Wildwood, it was basically the same thing all up and down the Jersey coast is what they would do. Now, I was always one of them kids that got out the window before the cops made it in the house, you know what I mean? So, what time we got here? Okay, we got 3:50. We'll probably end this shortly. Hey, did we hit 900 subscribers yet? Mud, you're as innocent as they come, please. You're not fooling anybody. 901, awesome. Thank you guys all so much for subscribing today and joining the Neon City Chatter community. Very much appreciate it. That was kind of my goal earlier, was to get like to 900. So I'm trying to, I wish Jay would jump on and tell me if the kid's coming home or not, so I know if I have to end the stream or not. Maybe I'll put you guys on pause for a second and text her and then come back over. Your halo has horns. I like that one. I've never heard that before. I don't know. So what are you guys thinking about the crowds that you are seeing today? It's just gonna start getting busier and busier. Maybe I will start heading home. My halo has horns held up by my horns. Yeah, there we go. What is that? Hello?
Hi.
Hello. I love when people, they're like, and he's trying to, I don't know, what kind of reaction you want to get from me. He says, "Is that YouTube?" Shut up, dude. Just don't push the door while I'm walking through and we're fine. So this is cool back here. I don't want to get in this guy's taking a shot of this is the rotunda. Now, rumor was last year that this was getting torn down for F1, but obviously it did not. F1 passed, and the rotunda is still here. Maybe we'll get another year out of it. That used to be the entrance to the forum shops, I believe. Hey, YouTuber, you know. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should do that, like a 2025 recap, favorite places and stuff. I'll talk to Jay, have her make up a list, because you know what? She's much better at that stuff than I am. I'll be like, my favorite places of 2025. Hello Kitty, Sweet Sin. Favorite restaurants of 2025. In and Out. Hey, at least he got it right. I am on YouTube this time. A lot of times I'll be on TikTok and they'll be like, "Hey, YouTuber." I'm like, "I'm on TikTok." And they're like, "Yeah, hey, TikToker." McDonald's for coffee. We got to put that on the top 5 places to get coffee on the strip. McDonald's. The Taco Bell, yep. It's, you know, Alan, it's a little bit more me. Like I said, like, you know, there's so many little stupid restrictions. There was so much more you could get away with on TikTok when we first started doing TikTok, and now it's like, you know, you're like, oh snap, and they're like, oh, you're saying bad words, and then you go and watch a video of somebody that's like, you know, like a 1980s comedian, you know, it's like Andrew Dice Clay on steroids, and you're like, how's this person still not like got their video taken down? But here I am saying, oh, sugar snap, and they're like, oh, you're violating with bad language. So my son one night, right, my 17-year-old and his friend, they were like, hey, let's go to Taco Bell. And they were down, his friend lives down like Mountain's Edge or something, or Southern Highlands, I don't know, one of them fancy places. And He's like, yeah, sure. And they had just gotten back from the strip, and the location on his phone was still reading the strip. So he ordered an Uber to go to Taco Bell, which was like a mile and a half from his buddy's house. And but it put the location as the Taco Bell Cantina right here on the strip. And so they get in the Uber and they're driving up, and he's like, yo man, I think you're going the wrong way. And he's like, no, you put the one on the strip, kid. So yeah, they had to take it. They took an Uber all the way to the strip to get Taco Bell. Ended up being like a freaking 25-hour round trip Uber ride to get a 5-hour box from Taco Bell. Facegram, Insta-Talk, yeah, right. What do I prefer? John, you know what? I like both of them, actually. I do like both. You know, sometimes you can be a little bit more real on YouTube. There's definitely a lot less trolls on YouTube. But sometimes, you know, on TikTok, you know, I've had live streams on TikTok where I streamed for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and gotten 500 followers. You know, sometimes I'm happy on YouTube with getting like 5 new subscribers. You know, so you know it all depends. You know, TikTok's great for exposure. It doesn't always translate over to people following you over on YouTube, but both of them have their pluses and minuses. Joe, also, man, thank you for joining us today. We will be on again tomorrow, so make sure you have your notifications on. I'm not saying a time because who knows, I may end up oversleeping again tomorrow. You know, but definitely tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoonish. So we'll definitely be on again. But it was a pleasure having you here, Joe. Yeah, sleep is great, man. I slept until like 9:15 today. I'm usually up at like 5:15, so getting a little 4 hours extra sleep was nice. This is like my favorite little chill spot. There's a bench right here. Across from Hell's Kitchen on the other side of the fountains, the center fountain has a bench. I sleep very little. Actually, I sleep about 4 to 5 hours a night, and then every once in a while I'll get like a 7 or 8 hours sleep in. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like we sleep because we're either streaming or doing something. But yeah, this is like a kind of little chill spot. I like to just kind of sit down over here and just relax. Hear the sounds of the fountains. Back away from everything. What time we got? We got 4 o'clock. I wonder if the kid's home. I wonder if we're going out to dinner. You know, Jay gets a pretty consistent 7-6 hours of sleep, unless I wake her up in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, and then she gets a little bit angry at me, which is understandable. Well, so John, so the rain, if it's like a light misty drizzle, the fireworks should be okay. If it's like more sustained with some winds, that's when they could push it back or cancel it. It's mostly wind that affects fireworks. Now the cloud cover, depending on how low it is going to affect how much you see of the fireworks, because if it's a really low cloud cover, you know, it could block some of the fireworks and you'll just see the clouds lighting up, which could be pretty neat in itself. Now I'm going to be up here go to bed at 9, get up at 3. I can't do that. Jorge, everyone say hello to Jorge Flores 7647. He is one of my best friends in the whole entire world. One of my most favorite people that I've ever met. He is a great dude. He's going to live stream. He's going to walk with me one day. And I don't want you guys to judge me because he is kind of a weird creep, but he's a good dude. No, George is great. George is great. He gets a kick out of it. I work with Jorge. So I always mess with him. But yeah, so I mean, you gotta remember, like the top of these rooftops of these buildings are all like 400 or 500 feet tall, where they're going to be shooting the fireworks off. So depending on how high up in the sky they go, you know, they might get some of them low clouds, and you know, it'll just light up the clouds. You won't actually see the firework burst. And Nunez, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. Welcome to the chatters. Hope you join us on all our live streams. We love when we get all of our friends on here, because we have some really good chats that happen when we're all on here chit-chatting and spelled like George, sounds like, yeah. George is, well, Jorge, George, same difference, depending on what I feel like calling him. He's taught me a lot. He's a good dude. He's actually like one of the better guys I work with. He's definitely one of the better guys I work with. And that's saying a lot. I must work with some pretty shitty people if George is one of the better ones. But no, so, alright, so I gotta end this because I gotta go get my son and Jay, and we gotta go out to dinner and do all that happy stuff for my son's birthday. So, yeah, right, George? So, thank you guys for joining in today. Thank you all who subscribed. We busted our 900. That is awesome. I really appreciate all the new subscribers, all the long-time subscribers. You know 2. Well, now you know 3, Oliver. So you guys have a great night. I'll be back on tomorrow. It's definitely going to be an early morning stream because I just remembered I'm driving one of my kids to work. So it'll be an earlier morning stream, not one of our early morning streams. It'll be an earlier morning stream, and I mean it this time. So thank you all for joining, and I will see you all tomorrow. You guys have a great night, and if I don't see you for New Year's, all you have a very happy New Year's.